everyone, Susan here from Little Fur Fleece, and as many of you know, I have been hither and yon to find a reason why my right knee is not functioning like it used to, meaning a lot of pain, and overall it's making it difficult to live in a apartment that is a flight of stairs up. So it's like we call it the third floor, but it's actually like the second because the first floor is basement. But after x-rays, my ortho doctor put me on physical therapy. And then after a long span of time, I noticed that the pain was coming back. And I went back to the ortho and we tried some topical creams for a little while, and then kind of a last resort before anything else, he said, well, how about a cortisone shot? So I said, okay, well, let's try it. I have had one or two of those before in different areas of my body, one in my hip, and I had another one in my thumb for what we call trigger finger. And it seemed to work for those, but this time, it worked really, really well for, I'd say, let's see, I think I had the shot on a Thursday. Friday was okay, Saturday was wonderful. Sunday I started feeling pain again, and then by Monday I was much worse off than I was before I had the shot. So I noticed that, my mobility was even worse, and tried to go grocery shopping, and I ended up using one of those little carts to ride around in the grocery store, and I never thought my life would come to that. I just felt kind of defeated. And so when I went back to the ortho, he suggested that I speak to the surgeon in his office. And I went ahead and I made the appointment. And when I went there, they took more x-rays, and I guess it's to get a different angle of the standard x-ray of your knee. And so I went and sat in the room and I waited, and then the picture that you guys saw, and I'll insert it here or there, wherever, but that picture showed the surgeon where everything was located as far as like the cartilage, if there was any, how close bone on bone, and things like that. So we did notice that there is close to being bone on bone, and that I have very little cartilage left, which is causing a lot of the pain and the discomfort. Not to mention the fact it really doesn't help that I fell in 2016 very hard on that knee. It resulted in a broken foot, bruised elbow, and I think I hit my hand as well, but that wasn't impacted. And then that pretty gnarly scrape on my knee. So at that time, I didn't notice any issues with my knee. I just noticed that my foot was turning blue, and I was like all people do. I was in denial and ignored it, and found out 2 weeks later that my foot had been broken and that I should have taken care of it sooner. But that's got nothing to do with how the knee was impacted. So apparently that fall resulted in a torn meniscus, and I didn't find that out until 8 years later, and here we are. So getting to the title, why am I nervous? Well, this is the biggest major surgery I will have ever had, and the recovery time is pretty long, from what I hear, and I've heard that the pain in recovery is horrible. Now, do I listen to what other people say who've had the surgeries? Yes and no. There's a few people in the office that I go to at the ortho that have had knee surgery done, and the doctor that's doing my surgery has done theirs. And they said that it's life-changing for them. One of them was off their pain medicines within a week because of the fact that it bothered their, I don't know, metabolism or what have you. And the other one, she just said that it went really, really well for her. And she showed me how she could move her knee. And I was like, well, at the point of time that I went in there, I could not do that. Another reason that I'm nervous is because of the fact that I am able to bend my knee now, and it does feel a lot better. However, occasionally it will just completely go out on me. And so I know that the problem is still there, but it makes me scared to think that I'm going in for this major surgery, and what if they get inside there, open that massive scar open, and go, well, you know, she probably could have waited. I don't think that they're going to do that because based on not being able to walk because the pain is so intense, or experiencing pain from a surgery that might help me feel better, I'll take the surgery, because when all is said and done, it didn't heal itself. I know that, but it still bothers me that why am I feeling better now less than a month before my surgery? So I asked the surgeon if I'm being overdramatic, because it hurt so bad when I was in the office. I could not bend my knee. I had to keep it straight. They had a little bench in there that I sat on, kept my legs straight out. I was wearing a knee brace as well to minimize the movement, because I don't know if you know this or not, but when you're gas pedaling and then going over to your brake, lifting up your knee, that hurts, but what hurts even worse is how you pivot off of your heel to go from brake to gas. And I told him that, and I said, it's just unbelievable pain. And so he said, people experience pain at different levels. He said that pain tolerance levels for different people are different. There was a patient that was in way worse shape than I was. They were a rancher, they had cows, they had chickens, they basically a lot of work to do on the farm. That meant they had to walk back and forth, they had to climb, they had to hoist hay bales and things like that. And this person was older than I am. And he came in because of the fact his family said that he needed to. And when the surgeon looked at him, he said, you know, you're bone on bone and you could really benefit from this surgery. He said, you know what, let me let it go a little bit longer because I'm not feeling it. So I don't know if he ever had his surgery, but that makes me feel like, well, maybe I'm just being a wimp. Maybe I'm not, maybe I'm overreacting. But then when I have days that I feel fairly good, I think, well, what if I was overreacting and that I don't need this surgery? So we'll find out when I go in for my pre-op, and I'll ask the, I think it's a physician assistant that's going to be seeing me then. And I'll ask, you know, is this normal? Is it because I'm doing some exercises to help strengthen it before the surgery? Is it because I'm not just willy-nilly running around and doing things like I used to? Or is it actually putting more of that hyaluronic acid in my knee to make it feel better? I don't know. I know inevitably I'm going to need the surgery further down the line, whether it's now or, you know, a year or two from now. I'm just nervous. I think that when people get nervous, at least me, I can't speak for everyone, but when I get nervous, I think, well, maybe I don't need to do this. It feels better. Maybe I can just go along with the rest of my life being kind of in pain. So, I don't know. When I hurt, I'm a wimp, and I need my ibuprofen and my heating pad. And when I'm feeling good, I think, well, should I cancel? But I've gone through a lot to get this surgery scheduled. I cannot tell you how many times I had to call my regular doctor to find out if they had received the fax from my surgeon's office for the preliminary blood work and EKG and things like that to get my clearance for surgery. That took a month before they finally got the paper. And the reason they got the paper was because I brought it in to them. So it's less than a month away. I'm a little nervous. Send me all your positive vibes and healing and stuff because I can't back out. I really, really need to have this done if I want a good quality of life, because it does impact my sewing. And when I stand for long periods of time, by the end of the day, I'm spent. My whole body is just done. And I'm sure a lot of it has to do with the fact that I'm putting a lot of pressure on the rest of my body, whether it be my other leg and then my hips, my back, everything is affected and impacted by this bum knee. So in a few weeks, I'm gonna be getting a haircut, obviously, and then touch up this color here so that I don't have to worry about that while I'm trying to recuperate. It's gonna be hard enough because, as you all know, I live in an apartment and it's not very big, it's very small. So maneuvering around my furniture might be challenging, but I'm doing it now with pain in my legs, so I know that the recovery is long, but as long as you do the therapy and you stick with it and you take your pain meds only when needed, you're going to be recovering a whole lot quicker. So positive thinking, as I always try to say, even though that other side of my brain says, well, you know, it's probably not going to work. You're going to be feeling crappy. No, I won't let that side win. The positive side's going to win. We're going to have good surgery. We're going to have good recovery, and we're going to be back with bells on. So just to let you know, my shop will not close for that duration of time. I don't think that I would be impacted so much that I can't cut out orders and sew them. The only thing that will impact or be impacted is sending orders out, and UPS and USPS both have pickup services as long as you schedule them for the following day. So while I will still be working, just know that your order may not get there as quick as you have been accustomed because of the fact that I have to factor in now another full day for them to come and pick it up and me not have to walk down the stairs and then back up again to go to the post office or UPS. So I hope everybody has a really, really good day, and I will be in touch probably after the surgery to let you know what's going on. There is going to be another video coming out. I won't spoil it, but there is going to be something else coming out that I want to talk about. So have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. Leave me your comments and your good vibes. Take care.